Hi everyone, a very good evening and welcome to today's live session. And as you all know, in today's session, today is a concept based session and we are going to be doing a topic from reasoning ability, and the topic that we are going to be discussing today is syllogisms. Okay, a very interesting topic and a very important topic when it comes to bank and SSC examinations. And if you have a clear understanding as to how to go about solving questions from this topic, I'm sure you will definitely score marks when it comes to questions from this topic. Okay, it's a fairly easy topic, and only thing you'll have to understand how to solve it properly, that's all. So as we have been doing our concept session, in today's session also we will be first skimming through the basics, or we'll be discussing the basics that you need to know from this topic to be able to solve questions from this topic, and then we will go about solving questions from this topic. Okay, so let's start the session and let me share my screen. So as I said, first we will be discussing the basics of syllogisms. Yes, so basically what is syllogism? First and foremost, what is syllogism? Syllogism basically means an inference or a deduction or a conclusion that you make, correct, from some information that is given. Okay, so generally questions and syllogisms, they give you a set of statements, right? They give you a set of statements and they give you a set of conclusions. Now using these given statements, you have to go through these given statements and say whether these given conclusions follow the given statement, or whether these given conclusions are true with respect to the given statements. Okay, now one very important thing that you have to keep in your mind when you solve questions from syllogism is that you have to assume the given statements to be true, even if they are in variance with commonly known facts. For example, if the statement says all cats are bats, we know that all cats are not bats, correct, in real life, but you should consider that to be true and then solve the question, correct. So consider the given statements to be true and then assume it that way and then try to solve the question. Okay, now when you come to questions on syllogisms, there is something called as a quantifier. Okay, basically as I said, there are a few statements that are given followed by a few conclusions. Now what is a quantifier? Okay, there are mainly three types of quantifiers that come in syllogisms. Okay, the first one is all, correct, or sometimes it's given as every. See, this is called as a universal positive quantifier. Okay, basically a quantifier expresses the quantity of the given variable. For example, if there is a statement all cats are rats, correct, so this all is called as the quantifier. What does that quantifier say? What does that mean? See, if there are 5 cats, all cats are rats, correct. So if there are 5 cats, all these 5 cats are going to be rats, correct. Basically it is quantifying or telling us the quantity, that is, it is basically giving us an information about the quantity of the variable, correct. So there is such words are called as quantifiers, right. The quantifiers that are commonly used are all, then second one is no, correct, or none. Let's say no rat is cat, correct, again there no is the quantifier. Then the third one is some or few, correct, like let's say some apples are oranges. Okay, so basically quantifiers express the quantity of the given variable. Okay, so using these quantifiers only you make statements and conclusions in the questions on syllogisms. Now a quantifier which is all, every, all these are referred to as universal positive quantifier. Similarly no, none, all these are referred to as universal negative quantifier. Okay, some, few, all these are referred to as particular quantifier. Okay, now next thing, see, in today's session or in general, whenever we solve questions on syllogisms, what we do is we will be following the Venn diagram method. Okay, I am not sure, some of you might be aware there is another method called as a tick cross method, which also sometimes people follow to solve questions on syllogisms, but this Venn diagram method is a more easier method, and this is the method that we will be following throughout in our course. Okay, so we will be discussing today as to how to do the Venn diagrams for the given questions. Okay, yes. Now next what we will look at, what is a basic diagram. Okay, that is, see, Venn diagram, as I said, for each given statement, and each given statement in the question, generally you represent it using Venn diagram and then check whether the given conclusion follows or not. That is the usual way in which you approach questions on syllogisms. Now there is something called as a basic diagram. Now let us take each statement and see how to represent the basic diagram for these given statements. Now let us take a first statement, okay? All A's are B's. So if you are going to represent this in terms of Venn diagram, how will you do it? See, you have two sets, correct? You have one set A and it is given that all A's are B's. So that means B has to be something like this, correct? All A's are B's. So this is the basic diagram representation for all A's are B's, okay? Next you have no A is B. So if you have something like this, how will you represent this? No A is B. This statement will be represented like this, correct? No A is B. There is one A, there is a set B. No A is B means there is nothing in common between them, okay? Next, some A's are B's. That means between both the sets A and B, there is something that is common between both A and B. So if this is A and this is B, there is something that is common between them. So some A's are B's. Here all A's are B's means this is the shaded region is the region that we are looking at, correct? And now you have one more statement, some A's are not B's. How will we represent this? Some A's are not B. So you have a set A, B, some A's are not B. So this is the region that we are referring to, okay? So these are the basic diagrams for these given statements. Now these are the general 4 types of statements that will come in the question, okay? See, sometimes instead of all they will give you every, or sometimes instead of no they will give you none, that's all. But these are the main basic 4 statements whose basic diagram representation you should know. Now what is this basic diagram? Basic diagram is a diagram which involves minimal overlapping between 2 given sets. And whenever, see, if you say all A's are B's, correct? This is one possibility to draw. Now I can say that I can draw it like this also. This is A and this set is also equal to B, correct? See, another way of representing all A's is B's is what? See, this is B also, correct? So again I can say all A's are B's, correct? This is another way of representing the same statement. But generally, similarly, each of these statements, no, there are different ways in which you can represent it. But what you have to keep in mind is that you should know how to draw the basic diagram of each statement, because the basic diagram is the most important thing. See, if you actually refer back to our video lessons that we have provided to you, we would have in detail explained, okay, how to represent each given statement. Like as I said, all A's are B's means either it can be like this or it can be like this, correct? Again, some A's are B's means again that is this maximum value of sum, right? See, when you say some A's are B's, this value of sum, minimum it has to be 1 and maximum it can be all. It can go till all, correct? So it can again be like this also. See, this is A means this can be B, correct? Again it is similar to this diagram, correct? You can represent some A's or B's like this as well. So actually I would want all of you to just go back to the video lessons and refer as to what are the possible cases for each given statements, what all different ways you can express it. Just go through that. But from an exam point of view, we will not be having time to check all these, correct? From an exam point of view, you need to know by heart what are the basic diagrams of the given statement. So that's what I just discussed, okay? So these are the basic diagrams for each of these given statements. So in examination, whenever there is a statement which something like this, all cats are rats, this is the diagram that you use to represent it, okay? Similarly, if you have no rat is bat, this is the diagram you use to represent it, okay? I hope it is clear. Now, as I said, basic diagram is a diagram which has minimal overlapping, okay? So these are the basic statements and the basic diagrams that you need to know. Now let us look at what are the conclusions that you can derive from each of these statements, okay? Now from a statement where you have all A's are B, the definite conclusion that you can say is some B's are A's, okay? Some B's are A's. If you look at this diagram, you can very clearly say, no, some B's are A's. Similarly, if no A is B, you can say no B is A. So this is the conclusion that you derive from this given statement. Directly you can say this. Now the third statement, some A's are B's. So if some A's are B's, then you can say some B's are A's. Correct? If some A's are B's, we can say some B's are A's. So that is the conclusion that you derive from the third statement. So some B's are A's. Now for this particular statement, there is no conclusion that you can get. Okay, from this, when you are given a statement some A's are not B's, directly you cannot get any conclusion from this given statement. Okay, so these are the first set of things that you need to know, very, very basic things. Then see, when do you say a conclusion is a definite conclusion? See, for a conclusion to be definite, okay, now like I say, all A's are B's means for sure I can say that some B's are A's. Now for example, this is a definite conclusion that I am getting from this statement. Okay, a conclusion is said to be a definite conclusion if it is true in all the possible cases of diagrams that you can draw for the given statements. Okay, be it the basic diagram, be it any other case, however way in which you represent the statements, be either the statements are represented in terms of its basic diagram form or in any other form, the definite conclusion should follow all of these cases. That's what they say. Now in exam, what we do is generally we will, for any given statements, you draw the basic diagram, look at the conclusion, check if the conclusion is following the given basic diagram. If it follows, we generally take it to be true for all the other cases also. Now any conclusion, if it does not satisfy the basic diagram, that is not considered to be true. Okay, now this is general questions in syllogisms. Now we have another type of questions that come, right? Questions wherein you have possibility, right? Questions wherein you have possibility cases. That is, there are some conclusions where they say that some A's are B's is a possibility. So when such question comes, what do we do? So whenever there is a possibility conclusion that comes, okay, in the given set of conclusions, this particular conclusion sometimes might not satisfy the basic diagram, but it has to satisfy at least one of the all possible cases. Okay, so just keep this in mind for now. When I solve a question from this possibility case, I'll make it more clear to you. Okay, so as of now, just keep this in mind. If a possibility conclusion has to be true, okay, it has to satisfy at least one of the possible diagrams that you can draw for the given set of statements. Okay, now so in general from syllogisms, the types of questions that you can expect is the first type wherein you are given two statements followed by two conclusions, or three statements, 3 to 4 statements, right? 2, 3 or 4 statements followed by a given set of conclusions. That is the first type that comes. Then you have questions wherein in the conclusions you have possibility. Okay, so as I said, the different types that we expect in the from this topic is either you have 2, 3, 4, even sometimes you get 5 statements, right? 5 statements followed by conclusions. The second type is wherein you have conclusions which has the word possibility in it. Okay, possibility type of questions. Now the third type or the latest type that comes from syllogisms is something called as reverse syllogisms. Okay, so we will be discussing all three of this today. So what we will do is, first we will discuss this type, because this is a very basic type of question that comes, and then we will move on to possibility and then to reverse syllogism. So I will explain this possibility and reverse syllogism when we actually start solving questions from this. Okay, yes, so let us look at the first question for today's session. So once we start solving the questions, if any of you are very new to syllogism, this is your very first session on this topic, then if we solve a few questions, then you will understand better the other types as well. Okay. Okay, now look at the first question. The first question is there on your screen. So if you get the answer, if you know syllogisms, if you have been solving questions from this topic before, please start solving the question. Don't wait for me to solve and give me the answer if you get it. In the meantime, I'll also solve it. Okay, here there is no possibility in the conclusion. So let's for now erase possibility from your mind. Now I am going to solve this question. So when such a question comes, you draw the basic diagram for the given statements and check if the conclusion, if the given conclusion satisfy the basic diagram of the statements. That's all. You needn't draw the possible diagrams wherein you have where you don't have conclusions which have possibility. Say for example, in this question, none of the conclusions have the word possibility, correct? So you just need to draw the basic diagram and check. Now, what is given here? Some calls are messages. So how do you represent this? What is the basic diagram for some calls are messages? It is like this, correct? Some calls are messages, correct? So basically there is an intersection between these two. Now next they have said that all messages are chat. So if this is a set messages, how will chat be? This is going to be chat, correct? All messages are chat. Now first conclusion, some chats are calls. See, if you see, this is the basic diagram, correct? Now when you draw this basic diagram, you can very clearly see that there is a definite overlapping, correct, between calls and chat, correct? So this conclusion 1 definitely follows. Why is this conclusion 1 following? Because you can see that there is an overlap between the set chat and the set calls. Next one, all calls are chats. Are all calls chat? No. Look at the basic diagram. Is it following like that? All calls are chat? No. Here you can only say some calls are chat. All calls can be or cannot be in some other case, but in the basic diagram it is not true. See, in basic diagram you always draw it with the minimal possible overlapping. So this conclusion does not follow. Third one, all messages are calls. Again, you know some messages are calls, right? From this diagram again you can very clearly say only some messages are calls, but you cannot say all messages are calls. So this conclusion also does not follow. So the only conclusion that follows is 1, some chats are calls. So the correct answer is option B, only 1 follows. Next question, same question. See, I have not written the directions separately here. This is the same directions that you will have to use, okay? So statements is given, conclusion is given. Look at the statements and see which conclusion will follow. Some horses are lions, no horse is a, that is the conclusion. The statement is all lions are tigers. So how will you represent that? All lions are tigers. Then they are saying that some tigers are horses. So some tigers are horses means some tigers are horses. This is the basic diagram representation. Now first conclusion, some horses are lion. Now see, always remember when you draw the basic diagram you should draw it with a minimal overlapping, okay? Now this lion, okay, some horses are lions. Now in the basic diagram this is not true, correct? See, this lion can be like this also, it can be like this also, but if you consider minimal overlapping between the sets, this is the way in which you draw, correct? So that's why we take lion here and horses here. So in the basic diagram you can see that some horses are lion is not true. Basically it's a possibility, correct? It can be true or cannot be true. So it's not a definite conclusion. So what do you say? This does not follow. Next one, no horse is a lion. So no horse is a lion means again can be or cannot be, okay? So this also doesn't follow. Now one thing you have to note here is something called as a complementary pair, okay? See, when you look at these conclusions separately you feel these two don't follow, and you should not say that both the conclusions don't follow. That is not the correct answer. That's not how you look at this question. So why I did it this way is to just to let you know that this is not how we solve this question. See, here there is something called as a complementary pair. Some horses are lion, no horse is a lion. Now when you look at this diagram, right, either it has to be like this, correct? Either no lion is going to be a horse, or there will be some overlapping between these two sets where we can say that some lions are horses, correct? So definitely for sure any one of these conclusion has to be true. If this is true, this conclusion will definitely become false, and if this is false, this conclusion will definitely become true, correct? So this is an either or case. So this some and no, they are generally referred to as complementary pairs in syllogisms. So whenever you have two statements which has the same set of variables and some and no is given in the conclusion, please check once whether they are the complementary pair and then solve. Some horses are lion, no horses are lion. So if one conclusion is true, the other is false. If the other is true, this one is false. So the correct answer is if either conclusion 1 or 2 follows. Yes. Now let us look at the next question. So in general the complementary pairs that we deal with will be some and no, and then sometimes it will be all and some not. Okay. Yes. Next question. All men are mortal. Ramu is a man. First conclusion, Ramu is immortal, no man is mortal, Ramu is mortal, all men are mortal. So how do we do this? See what is given here, all men are mortal. All men, if this is men, mortal. So mortal is a big set, correct? Inside men is there. Ramu is a man. So where is Ramu? Ramu is going to be inside this set. Now Ramu is immortal. Nothing about immortal is given. This conclusion is not true. No man is mortal. See, it is given all men are mortal. Not true. Ramu is mortal. Yes. See, Ramu is inside the set men and all men are mortal. So definitely Ramu is mortal. So the correct answer for this is option C. All men are immortal. Again, immortal word itself is not given. Yes, directly you can eliminate these two options here. In the given statements, nothing about immortal is being mentioned. So directly eliminate option A and D. You are left with option B and C. Now the option B is a contradicting statement, correct? Because here they are given all men are mortal. They are saying no man is mortal. That's also actually you can directly eliminate. So obviously you will be left with option C. Next one. No monkey can sing, but some monkeys can talk. If the above statement is correct, then which of the following is correct? Try this one and give me the answer. Let us solve this. If the above statement is correct, then which of the following is correct? Now, no monkeys can sing. So what? How do you represent that? No monkeys can sing, but some monkeys can talk. So no monkeys can sing, but some monkeys can talk means some monkeys can talk, correct? So this is how you represent it in terms of its basic diagram. Now all monkeys, so this is two disjoints, correct? No monkeys can sing means these two are disjoint. All monkeys can't talk. See again, all can't, now all not, that actually means that, see this statement what it means is that no monkeys can talk, right? That is what this A statement means. See, a lot of you ask me if there is a statement all A's are not B's, what does that mean? That means that no A is B. So here if all monkeys can't talk comes, that means that no monkeys can talk. But here very clearly you know that some monkeys can talk, correct? So this conclusion does not follow. Next one, some monkeys may sing. Again, see you very clearly know no monkeys can sing. So can some monkeys sing? No, they cannot sing. All monkeys can't sing. Yes. See again, as I said, all monkeys can't sing means what? No monkeys can sing, which is true, which is what is given in the question as well, right, in the statement. So this is the one which is true. All monkeys can talk. All monkeys, we don't know, we know only that some monkeys can talk. So this is not a definite conclusion. So the correct answer for this question is option C. I hope it is clear. Okay, next one. In the next question you have 4 statements followed by 4 conclusions. How do you solve this? Some doctors are lawyers. Some doctors are lawyers. All teachers are lawyers. So all teachers are lawyers means all teachers, right? Teachers can be here. This is with minimal overlapping. So all teachers are lawyers. Some engineers are lawyers. Some engineers are lawyers means okay, they can be here, correct? Some overlapping here. Some engineers are lawyers and all engineers are businessmen, right? So this is the given statements. Now some teachers are doctors. Some teachers are doctor, not a definite conclusion, can be or cannot be true, correct? So it's not definite, so it does not follow. Some businessmen are lawyers. Some businessmen, yes, see there is definitely a intersection between the set lawyer and the businessman, correct? So some businessmen are lawyers is true. Some businessmen are teachers. Some businessmen are teachers, again can be or cannot be true, correct? It's not a definite conclusion, so does not follow. Some lawyers are teachers. Some lawyers are teachers. Yes, definitely some lawyers are teachers. So this also follows. So only conclusion 2 and 4 follows, that is option D. So everybody got it correctly? Good. Next one. Next question. Try this one and give me the answer. Now for this question, a lot of you are giving me the answer as none follow. Okay, let us check. All drums are tubes. Some tubes are pipes. So how do you do it? All drums are tubes. Some tubes are pipes and no pipe is a stick, correct? So this is the diagram that you get, and then nothing about this word rubber is given, no, in the question. There was some word rubber. Now again we don't know anything about rubber, so let's just, anyway this conclusion will not follow, correct? Because there are only 3 given statements. Do we have any rubber here? We don't, so this does not follow. Some sticks are drums. Again, not a definite conclusion. Some pipes are drums. Not a definite conclusion. Some sticks are tubes. Again, can be, cannot be, not a definite conclusion. So none follows. So none of the given conclusions follow here. So the correct answer will be option D, none follows. Next question. See, these are very easy questions from syllogisms, okay? See, and most of these questions have been asked in the previous papers as well. See what is given here. Some pens are rooms. So some pens are rooms. All rooms are walls. All rooms are walls. Some walls are bricks. All bricks are slates. Correct? So this is the given statement. Now the first conclusion says some slates are walls. Yes, that is true. Correct? Some slates are walls. Some walls are pen. Some walls are pen. That also seems to be true. Wait, this is P is pen, no? Next one. Some walls are pens. So some walls are pens means it's also true. Some bricks are rooms. Again, this is brick, this is room. Not a definite conclusion. Some slates are rooms. Some slates are rooms. Again, not a definite conclusion. So the correct answer will be only 1 and 2 follow. That is option C. Correct? Only 1 and 2 follow. Next question. The next question is there on your screen. Some chairs are pencils. Some chairs are pencils. Some pencils are bottles. Some pencils are bottles. Some bottles are bags. And some bags are books. Correct? So this is the given diagram. Now, what is the first conclusion? Some books are pencils. So some books are pencils. See, it can be or cannot be true. It's not a definite conclusion per se. Okay. Now, next conclusion. See, I'm not going to mark an into. It's not true because wait. Some bottles are chairs. Again, some bottles are chairs. Not a definite conclusion. Look at the third conclusion that is given. They are saying no book is pencil. Now, see, look at the conclusion 1 and 3. It is a complementary pair. Correct? Some books are pencils. No book is a pencil. So, definitely one of this conclusion has to be true. See, when you actually look at the correct diagram, either the first conclusion has to be true. If that is true, the third one is definitely false. Or if the third one is definitely true, the first one is definitely false, right? So that is called as a complementary pair. See, as I said, we have generally 2 complementary pairs that will come. One is some and no, the other will be all and some not. So here you have no and some with the same set of variables. Remember that, keep that in your mind, okay? See, they have given no book is pencil, some books are pencils. So the variables are the same, books and pencils. Here no, here some. So it's a complementary pair. Similarly, if it is all and some not, correct? Like let's say all book is pencil, some books are not pencils. So that is also a complementary pair. So generally you have 2 sets of complementary pair that when it comes to syllogism. One is some and no and the other is all and some not. Okay? Yes. So here either one of these conclusions will definitely be true. Correct? Now look at conclusion 2. We know that is false. Some bags are chairs. Again, some bags are chairs is not a definite conclusion. So you can say either conclusion 1 or conclusion 3 will follow. That is option B. So the correct answer for this question is option B. Next one. All sands are beaches. All shores are beaches. Some beaches are trees. All trees are hotels. The first conclusion is some shores are hotels. All beaches are shores. Some beaches are hotels and some sands are trees. Give me the answer for this one. Let me solve it. Okay. So what is given? All sands are beaches. All shores are beaches. So shores is somewhere here. Okay. Now this is shores. I'm just assuming this is shores. It has to come inside beaches. That's all. Now some beaches are trees. So some beaches are trees. See, why am I drawing like this? Always keep it in mind. The sets should be with minimal overlapping. All trees are hotels. Again, all trees is this. All trees are hotels. All trees are hotels. Yes. Now first conclusion. Some shores are hotels. Some shores are hotels, right? See, that's not a definite conclusion. Can be or cannot be true. So does not follow. All beaches are shores. All beaches are shores. No, you only know that some beaches are shores. Some beaches are hotels. Yes, definitely some beaches are hotels, correct? There is an intersection here clearly between beaches and hotels. So this follows. Some sands are trees. Again, not a definite conclusion. So does not follow. So now you are left with only option 3. That is the conclusion 3, correct? Conclusion 3 follows. Sorry, not option 3. Only conclusion 3 follows. Now look at the options. You have only 2 follows, either 1 or 3 follows. Now look at 1 and 3. Are they any complementary pair for us to say that they either 1 follows? No, they are not, correct? Now only 4 follows, not true. Now here the correct answer will be option E, none of these. Okay, option E, none of these follow. Now don't take none follows. None follows means what? What does that mean? None of the conclusion follow. That's not what we have got. We have got that conclusion 3 is following, but that is not given in the options. So the correct answer that you should take is option E, none of these. Next question. Some black is pink. Some black are pink. Okay, black. And some pink are blue, and some blue are white. Some blue are white. Some white are black. Again, can be or cannot be true, not a definite conclusion. But see here, there is one more thing. No white is black, correct? So complementary pair is there. So either definitely some black will be white, or no black will be white, correct? So this is a complementary pair that is there. So we can say either 1 or 4 follows. Now next one. Some blue are black. Again, not a definite conclusion. Some black are blue. That's just the reverse of that. That's also not a definite conclusion. So the correct answer will be, you have a complementary pair here. So either 1 or 4 follows. That is option B. Yes, all of you got it correctly. Good. Next one. So the next question that is there on your screen, right, is from wherein the conclusion has a possibility. Let us look at this question. In each of the following question below are statements followed by conclusions. You have to take the given statements to be true even if they seem to be at variance with the commonly known facts, and then decide which of the conclusion logically follows from the 2 statements disregarding commonly known facts. The given statements are: some stars are planets, some planets are moons, no moon is sun. The first conclusion says no star is a sun, all planets being suns is a possibility. Okay, and there is another set of conclusion also that is given. So for now, first we will look at the first set of conclusion and see if any of those conclusions follow, and then we will go to the second set of conclusions. So how do you approach this question? See, now let us try to first draw the basic diagram for the given statements. Okay, what is the statements? Some stars are planets. So how do you represent this? Some stars are planets and some planets are moons. So I am basically drawing the basic diagram with minimal overlapping. No moon is a sun. So no moon is a sun. Okay, now first conclusion. No star is a sun. Where is star? Star is here, sun is here. Now no star is a sun is not a definite conclusion, correct? It can be or cannot be true. It's not definite. I cannot say for sure that no star is a sun. So I can very clearly say that this conclusion does not follow. Now let us look at the second conclusion. So if you look at the second conclusion, there is a word possibility. So how do you approach questions when you have this word possibility that comes in the conclusion? See, what you have to see is that, as I always say, whenever you are drawing the Venn diagram for a given question, in the examination generally we take into consideration only the basic diagram, correct? But there are also other possible cases in which you can draw a given diagram. So if there is a conclusion which has a possibility term in it, for that conclusion to be true, it should satisfy at least any one of the possible diagrams that you can draw for the given statements. Check for that. Okay, check if the given conclusion will satisfy any one of the possible cases of the diagrams, right? Any one of the possible diagrams for the given statements. If it does that, then that conclusion is taken to be true or it follows. Now here, what are they say? What is the conclusion that is given? All planets being sun is a possibility. So what are they saying? They are saying that this set planets should come under this set sun. Now, is that a possibility? Can that happen? See, so what you have to check is that, check if this conclusion happens. Assume, okay, assume that this conclusion is true. Assume it to be true and check the given statement. Now, if I say that this planet is going to come here, correct? What are they saying? All planets being sun is a possibility. So if I assume this planet to be inside the sun, it will contradict one of the given statements. What have they said? See, they are saying that no moons are sun. That is given in the statement. So no moons are sun, and also you know that there is an overlapping between moon and planet. So these planets which are moons, correct, they definitely cannot be suns because they are part of moon. These planets are part of moon, and these whatever comes in this overlapping, no, they cannot be sun because no moons are sun. So I definitely cannot have a possibility wherein all planets become sun. So this possibility cannot happen, correct? So this does not follow. So both the conclusions do not follow here. Is it clear? Let me just explain it once again. See, the first conclusion, no star is sun, is not a definite conclusion, so directly I can say it does not follow. Whenever you have a conclusion with the word possibility in it, check it this way, okay? Check if this conclusion is true. I mean, assume that this conclusion is true and then check. Now, if I assume this conclusion to be true, what will happen? This planets come under this set sun. But this cannot happen for sure in any case because we know that some planets are moons. There is overlapping between the set moon and the planet. Now, these planets which are moons, they can never be sun because no moon is sun. So this conclusion too does not follow. So in this first set of conclusion, both the conclusions don't follow. I hope it is clear. Next one, all suns being stars is a possibility. So all suns being star is a possibility means what is happening? This set sun has to be under stars. So I am just going to assume for now that this conclusion is true and I am going to put sun here. So if I put sun here, what happens? All suns have become stars. If actually sun comes here, does that contradict any of the given statements in the question? See, some stars are planets, that's as such. No moon is sun, that is also being satisfied, correct? So this is a possibility that can happen, correct? And it will not contradict any of the given statements also. Like it will be in line with all the given statements and this conclusion can happen. Okay, so it is a definite possibility, it can happen. So this conclusion is true. Next one, some stars are planet. Now this is anyway a definite conclusion. By looking at this diagram itself, you can say some stars are planet. So this is definitely true. Okay, so in this question, the second set of conclusions follow and the first set of conclusions don't follow. Okay, next one, next question. All footballers are music lover. All footballers are dancer. No dancer is cricketer. No cricketer is player. Conclusions. First conclusion, dancer can be a player being a possibility. All those dancer or footballers are also music lovers. Any cricketer can never be a player. So let us first try to represent the given statement. What is given? All footballers are music lovers. So if this is football, all footballers are music lovers. Then all footballers are dancers. Now I don't know where to represent this dancer set, right? I'm just going to represent it like this. Now I don't know if it is inside this music or outside this music. I don't know. So I'm just doing a minimal overlapping like this and I'm going to say this is going to be dancer. Okay, all footballers are dancers. Now no dancer is a cricketer. No dancer is a cricketer means if there is a set cricketer here, no dancers are cricketers. These two sets are disjoint. No cricketer is a player. Again, no cricketer is a, this is the set, player. First conclusion, dancer can be player being a possibility. So dancer being player is a possibility. That's what they are saying, right? Now see again, yeah, what is given here? No dancer is a cricketer and no cricketer is a player is given. Now see, actually there can be some overlapping between this set player and dancer, correct? Will that affect anything at all? If I bring this player set somewhere here and put it here, is this affecting any of the given statements? No, it's not, correct? It seems to be a possibility. If it happens also, it's not affecting any of the given statements. So this seemed to be true, correct? This is a possibility which seems to be true. Now, I mean, it can happen. Next one, all those dancers are footballers are also music lovers. So all those dancers, right, who are footballers are also music lovers. Very true, correct? See, all those dancers, see these dancers, who are the dancers who are footballers? All those dancers who are footballers, right? These are the dancers who are footballers. Now they are also music lovers. Yes, they are also music lovers, correct? Because see, in this is the set that we are referring to, correct? So this set is the footballers who are dancers and music lovers. So this is also true. Now third one, any cricketer can never be a player. Yes, any cricketer can never be a player, which is again true. That is actually the same statement is given in a different way, that's all. No cricketer is a player. That means any cricketer can never be a player. So that's also true. So here all the three conclusions follow. So the correct answer is option B. All follow. No, I think same statements with different set of conclusions. Okay, so I think I will draw this statement. I mean, I'll draw this basic diagram again here. You would already be having it with you. Yes, all footballers are music lovers. Then you have, here you have dancers. Then no dancer is a cricketer. No cricketer is a player. That's what we do. Now, all cricketers can be music lover. All cricketers can be music lover. Yes, it can happen, no? Cricketers can be here like this. All cricketers can be music lover, because they are only saying that dancers and cricketers should be disjoint sets, right? Again, can be is a possibility. All cricketers can be music lover. That's a possibility, correct? Now if they say all cricketers are music lover, then that means that they're trying to say something definite. So you should not take that. Here can be a music lover. Yes, that is a possibility. So that's true. Next one. Some players are footballers. Some players are footballers. No, that's not a definite conclusion. You don't know if that is true or not, correct? All cricketers can be music lovers. So if I put cricketers here, should not be a problem. Some players are footballers. Some players are footballers is not a definite conclusion, so does not follow. At least some footballers are cricketers. Again, that's also not a definite conclusion, correct? So I am not sure if that follows or not. So the correct answer here will be option A. Only one follows. Third one was at least some footballers are cricketers. Again, not sure, right? Here, since it is a possibility, we are taking that to be true. All cricketers can be music lover. All cricketers, yes, they can be. Yes. If they say all cricketers are music lover, then you consider that to be false. Next one. No star is an actor. Some actors are models. All models are heroes. First conclusion. No hero is an actor. At least some heroes are actors. Second conclusion. All stars being heroes is a possibility. No star is a model. See, for these questions I have not given options. I have just given you the statements and the conclusion, since we are just practicing these questions, right? So we'll just take this conclusion one as one set, and then we'll say which is following, which is not following. Generally in the examination you will have an option, right? Either one or two follows, like we did for the previous questions. A few of the questions in today's session I have just taken it for practice, so that's why they don't have any options. What is given? No star is an actor. No star is an actor. Some actors are models. All models are heroes. So this is the given statement. Now first conclusion. I always tell you, I told you that please check the diagram once and do. See, for example, in this question, if you see both the conclusions, okay, no hero is an actor. At least some and all means, it means only some, okay? No hero is an actor, some heroes are actors. So here you should not say that complementary pair, either this will be true or this will be true. You cannot take it like that. Why? Because very clearly in this question you can see that some heroes are actors. This is in the basic diagram itself you can say this. So when you can say this, this is definitely false. This is true. So if there is an option here, okay, either one or two follows, or only conclusion 2 follows is there, then your answer is going to be only conclusion 2 follows, because conclusion 1 is false. It can never become true, okay? So for this question, at least some heroes are actors. That is second one follows. Now conclusion 2, okay, now let us look at the conclusion 2. All stars being hero is a possibility. Okay, all stars being hero, yes, the stars can come here. No, if the stars set come here, is that going to cause any contradiction in the given statements? No. You know, no star is an actor and it is not contradicting anything, correct? So this possibility seems to be true. Next one, no star is a model. No star, see, you know, no star is an actor. Can you say for sure that no star is a model? No, you cannot say. How can you say that? Some stars can be model, no? If this model set, this is a, see, you know, no star is actor, that's all. Some can, if you extend it like this also, this set model, how, in what way will it affect? See, this part is okay, that is actor, right? But this part can come here, no? It has to be only this one follows, this one will not follow. No star is a model is not a definite conclusion. Okay, no star is a model is not a definite conclusion, so it does not follow. Yes. Okay, good. Next one. The question below contains 7 statements followed by 5 sets of combination of 3. Choose the set in which the statements are logically related. So actually in this question, no, this question I found to be a very different question. Generally we don't see this kind of question, but very different type that it is good for you to know. So that's why I chose this particular question. Now how to approach this question is, what they are trying to say is, see, let us look at option 1. You have 1, 2 and 3. So what are they saying? The logically related statements are 1, 2 and 3 if I choose option A. Now what it means is that, see, take statement 1, statement 2, draw the Venn diagrams and check if statement 3 is, that is when you draw Venn diagrams for statement 1 and 2, statement 3 should be part of that. Basically statement 3 should follow that, correct? So they are logically related. That's what they are trying to say. Okay, in this question, see, this is the exact wording that is given to the question, but what they try to mean by this question is that check with the options. Now if you take this option B, right, now this 6 and 1, statement 6 and statement 1, if you draw the diagrams of these statements, this statement 4 should be part of that, or it should follow these 2 statements that you, or it should follow the Venn diagram that you have already drawn for 6 and 1. So check that way for each option and see which is the option wherein the statements are related. Now I'll just do it for you since it's a new type. So let us look at option A first. 1, 2 and 3. So what is 1? All books are having pages. Basically all books are pages. That's all it means, correct? All books are pages. All kings are having pages. So all kings are having pages means kings can be here. I am drawing the basic diagram only. Now what is the third statement? All kings are books. Now is this definitely true? Can be or cannot be, correct? It is not a definite conclusion. All kings are books. So if I am drawing the Venn diagram for statement 1 and 2, this 3 is not following, or it is not something that you can get from this directly as a directly it is also following. So this is not the option that we are looking at. Okay, next one, 6, 1 and 4. What is 6? Some books are heavy. Some books are heavy. Some books are heavy. And 1 is all books are having pages. So all books are having pages. What does the fourth statement say? Some heavy things are having pages. Yes, see, now when these are related. Why am I saying that? When I drew the diagram for 6 and 1, 4 is also coming there, correct? See, some heavy things are having pages, correct? Some heavy things are having pages, so that is also satisfied. So in this diagram all the 3 statements seem to be true, correct? So this follows. Then next one, 4, 6, 1. 4, 6, 1 means, see, don't stop it here because there is an option both B and D. So that's why I am checking all the other statements also. Actually you didn't check C because you have got B true, so your answer is either only B or B and D. So the next one logically you will have to check 1, 5 and 7. So let us check 1, 5 and 7. So what is 1? All books are having pages. All books are having pages. Then 5 is some heavy things are books. Some heavy things are books. Then what is 7? Some heavy things are having pages. Yes, that's also satisfied, correct? Some heavy things are having pages. So these are also related. So the correct answer here is option E, both B and D. Okay? Yes, so the correct answer is option E, both B and D. I hope it is clear. C you didn't check because we got B to be true. Once we got B to be true, we either know only B has to be the answer or it has to be B and D. So just check for D also. Both B and D is your answer. That is option E. Yes. Next one. So next we are going to move to reverse syllogism. See, this is a new type of question type that is coming in the examinations, and lot of you are struggling solving these questions from reverse syllogisms. Let's say it's a very easy topic, in the easy question, in the sense you are given conclusions that you will get, you are given the statements also. But here what happens is, first you are given a set of conclusions and you are given 5 or 6 set of statements. Now you have to say that using which of these statements have you arrived at this given conclusion. Now the biggest problem with reverse syllogism is the time that it takes to solve. So what is the actual way in which you will solve it? You will take each option, correct? That is, each option is a set of 5 statements. You will draw the diagram for that and check if these conclusions follow or not. Similarly, you will do it for the first option, second option, third option, fourth and fifth option. Now in our exams that we are going to write, we are not going to have this kind of time to do such questions, correct? So how do you approach these questions on reverse syllogisms? See, the best way to approach questions on reverse syllogisms is to try and eliminate options. Okay, try and eliminate few options and just draw diagrams for the required options alone after elimination. Okay, then you will be able to arrive at the answer faster. Now I'll teach you how to eliminate these options while doing reverse syllogisms. Now first thing to keep in mind is this. See, if at all you have a negative conclusion, okay? Now for example, see, there is any question that we did also, right? If you have a negative conclusion, where will you get a negative conclusion? A negative conclusion will always come from a negative statement. Okay, so first thing to do when you get a question on reverse syllogism is check the conclusions. To get this conclusion, definitely there has to be some negative sentence in the statements, correct? So now check all the statements, and if there is a particular statement wherein no negative statements are given, right, everything is positive or particular and you have no universal negative statement, then eliminate that option, right? That will definitely not be useful, correct? Similarly, if you have all positive conclusions, right, generally you get positive conclusions from positive statements. So check the options which have only positive statements first and then go with the rest. Okay, but keep this in mind, whenever there is a negative conclusion that is given, definitely there has to be a negative statement to get that. Now that is one way, okay, first thing to do. Then sometimes contradicting statements will be given. See here, look, in this question itself you take, they have given no Sony is LG. Okay, now just by skimming through the statements, if I look at option D here, what have they given? All LG are Sony. Isn't this contradicting? Right? If there was a statement all LG are Sony, will I be able to arrive at this conclusion? No, I will not be able to arrive at this conclusion. So this is definitely false. Okay, so like that you can eliminate options this way also. Now again, as I said, for this question, what did I say? If there is a negative conclusion, there has to be something negative in the given statements. Look at the statement B, nothing negative is given. So with this, will I be able to arrive at this? No. So this also doesn't follow. So which are the options that you are left with? A and C. Fairly easy, no? Now you have only two set of statements. You can draw the diagram for it and check which is your correct one. Okay, and so we are left with option A and option C. So what is given? Let us draw the diagram for option A first. Some Nokia are Samsung. So some Nokia are Samsung. All LG are Samsung. So LG is inside here, and all Samsung are Reliance. So all Samsung are Reliance, and no Samsung is Sony. So no Samsung is Sony. Now here, yeah, here see, you know, no LG is Sony, that is being satisfied here, correct? No LG is Sony, very true. No Samsung is Sony, you already know that LG is going to be inside Samsung, so this is following. Now all LG are Samsung. All LG are Samsung, yes, that's also true, following, correct? All Reliance being LG is a possibility. Yes, that's also true, correct? All Reliance being LG. See, this LG, Samsung and Reliance, all those can be one set, correct? That is, they will be the same set of numbers. That's a possibility, correct? So that is also true. It is, they are talking only about a possibility. Yes, that is a true possibility. So definitely the correct answer is going to be option A. Okay. Now anyway, let us look at third option, why it is wrong. Now what are they given here? Some Nokia is Samsung, all Samsung are Reliance, all Reliance are LG. Now what are they saying? All Reliance being LG is a possibility. See, when you draw the diagram for the third set of statements, what happens is all already you know that all Reliance is LG. Again, all, what is given here? All Reliance is LG. Yes, actually you needn't draw at all. Even if you read the statement, what you see here is that it is given here all Reliance is LG. But in the conclusion they have given all Reliance being LG is a possibility. See, something which is definite already, why do you say it to be a possibility? It's a definite thing. Correct? So you don't consider that to be a possibility. It's not a possibility. It's not a correct conclusion with respect to this statement. So this also does not follow. Right? So you can actually eliminate all these three options directly. Why is that? See, B and D I told you how to eliminate. Now C also you can eliminate because of this statement. You needn't draw this diagram at all. Directly by looking at this statement, right? All Reliance is LG is given in the statement itself, and in the conclusion they are saying all Reliance being LG is a possibility. No, it's not a possibility. It's something which is definite and you already know. So this conclusion is not true with respect to this given statement. So you can eliminate this statement also. So you will have to check only for option A. But do check for option A. Without checking, don't mark it as the answer because there is an option none of these here. Check if option A is true and then go to the next question. Okay, next one. Some jasmines are Irish. Some lily are being rose is a possibility. Now you have again 5 set of statements. Again here you see, can we eliminate any options? See, look at option 1, right? See, first of all there was no negative conclusion that was given. Okay, so we needed check for that. Now if you look at the first statement, it is given all roses are lily, right? Now if all roses are lily, then some lily is definitely a rose. So here what is the conclusion that we have got? Some lily being rose is a possibility. So this definitely does not follow. Okay, now next one, what is given? No rose is jasmine, some lily is jasmine, some jasmines are lotus, some lotus are Irish. Now again, see, we need a conclusion here. Some jasmines are Irish. So to get this conclusion, some jasmines are Irish, I don't think with these statements we will be able to get. Let us leave that statement there for now, or you can try it also. Let us try it right away. Alright, what is given? No rose is jasmine. So this is rose. This is going to be jasmine. No rose is jasmine. Some lily is jasmine. Some jasmine is lily is jasmine. Then some jasmine is lotus, and some lotus are Irish. So with this, can I say some jasmine are Irish? No, I can't say. Similarly, some lily being rose is a possibility. That can be there. But again, this conclusion you will not get, right? With the given statement, actually by looking at the statement itself, you can say that you will not get this conclusion. Some jasmines are Irish. I hope it is clear. Even if you draw and check, see, you have jasmine here, right? Some jasmines are lotus, some lotus are Irish. With this, you cannot say some jasmine are Irish, correct? So definitely this also does not follow. Let us look at the third statement. Now again, in the third statement, what are they saying? No rose is lily is there. And what is the conclusion saying? Some lily being rose is a possibility. Can you arrive at this conclusion when you already know this? No. So that is also, you can eliminate that also. Next one. Again in the fourth one, what have they given? They have given some roses are lily. Here, some lily being rose is a possibility. Again, this is a definite statement, correct? So definite conclusion, I can say some lily is rose, correct? If some rose are lily, definitely I can say some lily is rose. So some lily being rose is a possibility. No, that's not true. So that also does not follow. The correct answer for this question is going to be none of these. Yes? I hope it is clear. We eliminated one by one options and saw. We only got confused in option, like we had a small doubt whether option B might be true, but when you draw the diagram for that, you very clearly know that's not true. So the correct answer will be option E, none follow. Is that clear? Okay, next question. Let us look at this question. Conclusions given us: some F is A, no E is C. Now let us look at the given statements. Some F is A, no E is C. Yes, on first skimming itself, I have here a statement which says some C is E. So here I am having a conclusion, no E is C. So will that follow? No, it's not going to follow. Directly I eliminate that. Okay, that option, I didn't check that now. Then I have anything contradicting that you can notice in the beginning itself. No, I think, right? Now we'll yes. So now let's try out option A, because nothing else I can find out. Some F is B. So some F is B, all B's are C's, and then it is given no C is D, all D's are A's, and some D is E. So with this, what can you say? You can say, can you say no E is C? No, you cannot say. Some E can be C also, correct? It's not definite. So this one is not the statement that you are using. Some F is A. Again, some F is A or not, we are not sure. It's also not a definite conclusion. So statement, there is this option 1 does not follow. Now let us look at the next option C. All A is F. All A is F. No F is C. No F is C. All B is C. So B is going to be inside. Some C is D. All D is E. So I can say that. Can I say no C is E? No, I cannot say. Correct? Because see here, some C is D and there is an intersection between C and D. So this is also not the answer that we are looking at. Now let us look at the fourth one. Some A is E. Some A is E. All E is F. No F is C. All D is C. Some C is B. So some F is A. Yes, that's true. Correct? Some F is A. Satisfied. No E is C. Where is E? E is here. Correct? See, there is it is given that F and C are disjoint and all E is F. Correct? So actually, if you know this itself, you can say that the second conclusion is also following. All E is F. Basically, E is inside the set F and no F is C. That means that no E is C. So this also follows. So the correct answer that we are looking at is option D. So the correct answer for this question is option D. Next question. Again on reverse syllogisms. Conclusions given. Some man is not doll. Some toy is man. So first statement says all toy is boy. Some boy is child. No child is man. All man is girl. All girl is doll. Okay. So now first let me just skim through the statements given to see if I can directly eliminate any of the given statements. See here, look at this option 2. It is given all man is doll, but here it is given some man is not doll. Already it is given all man is doll. How can I get this conclusion? So this one does not follow. Okay, then let's try out the others. This you can directly eliminate. Then you have all toy is boy, some boy is child, no child is man, all man is girl, all girl is doll. Again, some man is not doll, that you will not get. Again, see here you have, look at this statement here. Okay, you have all man is girl and all girl is doll. Actually, you need to draw this full diagram, correct? Time consuming, right? You have all man is girl, all girl is doll. There is one statement which says there is one conclusion which says some man is not doll. So to get this statement will not do. What does this statement mean? There is a set man, girl and doll. Will there be any man which will not be doll? No, there will not be. So again, this is not a true conclusion, correct? So just by looking at these two statements itself, you can say that. You needn't draw this full diagram for that. Now, next one. What have they given? Some toy is child, all child is man, some man is girl, no girl is doll, and all boys is doll. Okay, so that seems to be actually correct. Let us just check it. Some toy, because I don't see anything contradicting from the statements. Anyway, we'll draw and see. All child is man, some man is girl, no girl is doll, and all boy is doll. Boy is inside. Now, some man is not doll. Yes, definitely the man who are girls, right? There is an intersection between man and girls. The man who are girls, they cannot be dolls, because here girls and dolls are disjoint, correct? No girl is a doll they have given. So definitely this conclusion is followed. Next one, some toy is man. Yes, that is also being followed. So both the conclusions are following here. So the correct answer that we are looking at is option C. You didn't even try option D. So we just had to try option 1 and 2, that is A and C. Again, in option A, as I said, if you look at these two statements itself, you know it is not the correct answer. Next we tried option C and we got the correct answer. Okay, so hope it is clear. With that, we are coming to an end of the questions that have been chosen for today's session. So I hope the questions that we solved was clear to all of you. So I'll just brief through as to what we did from the beginning. So first we discussed the basics of syllogisms, and then we drew the basic diagrams for each of the quantifiers that comes. And after that, we did questions wherein you have two statements followed by two conclusions, or 3 or 4 or 5 statements followed by 3, 4 or 5 conclusions. That was the first type that we did. After that, we did questions on possibility cases, wherein conclusions have the word possibility in them, and then after that we did questions on reverse syllogisms. So these are the major types of questions that you can expect from the topic of syllogisms. Okay, now I hope it was clear. Also, do go back and refer to the video lesson, the basics that is given, if you want to have more detailed explanation as to the possibilities that can come. But from an exam point of view, I have covered everything that you will need. Okay, I hope the questions that we did today was clear to all of you, and that is it from us for now. So all the very best with your preparations, and if you do have any doubts, please do let me know. Okay, I'll see you in the next concept session, and this is Gayatri signing off. Till then, good night and take care.